Ralph Sevenor. Welcome to the Builders of the Alarm Industry. Today is August 8th, 2003. Special thanks to Honeywell Security Group, Ron Rothman, president of Ademco, for providing our camera and camera crew today, as well as Stanley Oppenheim, DGA Security, for providing the premises to use. This is a cooperative effort on behalf of the NBAA, National Burglar and Fire Alarm Association, SIA, the Security Industry Association, and CSAA, the Central Station Alarm Association, through the ERA Foundation. I'm delighted to have here Tom Principale. Tom is no neophyte to the alarm industry. He actually grew up in it, and his dad was a founder of technology, Christy, I believe. So Charlie, I'm going to ask you to open it up.
Thanks, Ralph.
Tom, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Tom, we're going to conduct this interview a little bit differently, but one of the things we would like to know is give us some history of Christie's, of your company and the company that your dad founded.
Okay. Well, my father, he started in the business when he was 17 years old. He worked for a company called Owl Protective Services. After working, he went into the war, World War II, came back and worked for Imperial Products and Owl Protective again. And my father was a collector. He saved a lot of merchandise, and one of the items he did save was this coin-operated alarm system. What the homeowner or business owner would do is insert a dime, pull the handle down, it will activate the alarm, and it will stay set until they came and reset it with a key. It was a great idea. The alarm companies used to come by, Owl used to come by, collect all the dimes at the end of the day or at the end of the week, and that's how they made their money. But during the Depression and when times were tough, people never set the alarm. So they used to go there sometimes weeks at end, there was only 1 or 2 dimes in there. So it was a great idea, but it wasn't too profitable.
You know, and we all know that there probably isn't a duplicate of this available today.
No, I think that's the only one around. And at one time, the NBAA was looking for, the association, Metropolitan Burglar Alarm Association, Dave DiMattina, he was looking for this product. And I told him I knew I had one somewhere in my building. And I searched high and low, and I finally found it. And he was surprised. He was shocked.
Now, getting back to the history here, your dad founded the company in what year?
In 1966, he founded Christy Industries. Before that, he used to have a company called Alarm Products. He was partners with a gentleman, Titus Hammond, and he used to develop magnetic contacts, one of the first reed magnetic contacts. And also, he developed and patented the first solid-state alarm and a power supply. And the power supply was patented in 1956. He knew that there was a problem with batteries because the alarm system used to work on 4 1.5-volt batteries for a total of 6 volts. And he knew there was a problem because when the batteries used to die, there was no indication. So he came up with the idea of a power supply, which he patented in 1956. It was copied by a major manufacturer, though, later on. But in those days, to fight big corporations was pretty difficult. So he let it go. And
now, what year did he get the patent on this solid-state?
Solid-state alarm was in 1961. He patented the first solid-state alarm.
That's amazing.
It's written there, Christy Principale, inventor.
And how many do you any idea how many were produced at that time?
At that time, no, I don't. But I know when he started the company in '66, he developed, not developed, but he was one of the originators of the tape dialer. The tape dialer was a device that when the alarm triggered, a pre-recorded message was on the tape, and that will call the police or the homeowner. And we sold thousands of these units. This is one of the units here. I don't have the box, but it came in a metal housing. And it was a tape that was programmed. Matter of fact, my voice is on thousands of these tapes out there. And it triggered and sent a message to the police department. It was a great idea. Thousands were sold. Stanley Oppenheim, DGA, well, before that he was called a different company called Dynamic Burglar Alarm, bought hundreds of these items.
Now, did Christy make these? Or did the company actually make these?
We made them, yeah.
You manufactured those
them directly,
here in New
yes.
York?
Yes.
Here in Brooklyn?
Mm-hmm. Well, we used to be on Utrecht Avenue in Brooklyn. We had a small little shop there. And currently, my partner and my brother-in-law, Carmine Fragapane, are running a business together at 1812 Bath Avenue in Brooklyn. We are now into distribution, but we were custom making until my father's untimely death in 1991. We were manufacturing fully and making custom equipment, custom enunciator panels, custom burglar alarm equipment for the industry.
You were supplying, actually, were you supplying everybody in the country, or was it
We
more
were doing
localized
mostly
in New York?
localized, but we did do some sales across the country, yeah. The tape dialers were mostly localized, though. Then we developed a digital communicator. Well, not developed, it was the infancy of the digital communicator, but communicators are so far superior now, you need an R&D development company to just keep up with the technology.
Did you sell any of those? Were any
Yeah,
of
we
those
sold a few early in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and then we decided not to sell anymore. It just took too much out of our time to promote the product. Plus, big corporations started getting into the picture of manufacturing.
Now I noticed that you also brought with you, you have some memorabilia here that some of it I have never seen. I mean, I think that this is quite interesting to see how far back this goes
Well-
in the age of some of the covers that we're looking at here. As an example, this is Progress Electric, and there must be a date on here somewhere.
Yeah, there is, if you could look at it, but my father had that saved from his collection. He used to do business with Progress.
Oh, this is,
Let's show this.
oh,
let
this
me-
is an interesting thing.
This is,
Just to show a picture of alarm equipment in the catalog, and to show something else that we probably heard about, and that is, they were an electrical supplier,
They were
right?
electrical appliance
And
supplier, yes.
They also
Sold appliances.
appliances.
steam irons, electric clocks, juice makers.
Isn't that
Blenders,
something?
before they went full
Before it
Ademco,
became
really,
Ademco as we
Ademco.
know Ademco,
Right.
That's
even though they were using the Ademco
Logo,
name at
yes.
that time.
Mhm.
Amazing. Now I
So-
notice you have a Potter and an old
Potter, an old Potter catalog. This one is, God, I should have remembered the dates, but if you can see by the cars there,
Oh,
it's
yes.
early
This had to have been in-
40s.
And the Potter catalog, this Potter catalog goes back some years, because just to give you an idea of the age of it and the equipment that was in here, this is
That's
just
pretty old,
amazing
yeah.
to be able to have this, to be able to have saved this.
And one more catalog that he collected was a company called Ace Burglar Alarm, AW Fuel,
A.W. Frug,
out of
yes.
Chicago. A very old
Yes,
catalog. This is
I
back in the
installed
40s
a
and
number of those
50s also.
systems, and there it is. That I have some of the flyers, but this is a complete catalog. I've
Mhm.
never seen this one before. And again, to think of the equipment as it was back then. Art Frew,
Yep.
he was a tough guy.
The old F springs and B springs,
That's
they
what
used to
they
be
were.
called. They used to foil windows, and when you opened the window, a metal contact used to bring the circuit off to the frame, and they were called F springs and B springs.
Haven't heard that in
Yeah.
terminology in a long time.
Well, I used to sell a lot of them when I was a kid.
And again, this is the kind of thing that to have been able to save this. This is that's a great thing, because we would have been lost, and we never would have even had an opportunity to have displayed some of it.
Right.
Tom, I noticed that in among the artifacts that you brought us, you have a photograph that I'd like to have Anthony.
Hi, this is my son, Anthony Principale.
Third
Third generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations. That's great.
I hope he follows in his grandfather and father's footsteps for the
That's
business.
great. This was 19. This is the NBFA, National Bergen Fire Alarm Association. This was their annual meeting back in June of '57, held at the Hotel Plaza. It must have been here in New York.
Mhm.
I mean, there are some people that we do recognize
Yes.
here. There's Ben Call
From
over here.
Chelsea, Mass.
And then your parents are up
Yeah,
here,
my father
right?
and my
Are they
mother right up there,
here?
yeah.
Okay.
Your
Who else
mother's
did we
name
see?
was
Phyllis Principale.
And who else did we see?
Norm
there?
Rubin right
Oh,
here.
Norm, yeah, Norman. And
Ray Adams.
We know that Ray Adams is up in here somewhere. They believe
And
he
I'll
put
bet
us
Bob
up.
Bitten is there too.
Yeah.
Bob and Rhoda.
Yep, and I believe his father might have been. Was that would have been in 1957? But anyway, this is great. Thank you, Anthony. Now, among the articles that you did bring, you have some historical pieces.
Well,
Can you
one-
just describe them to us?
Sure, one of the oldest ones. I have a little museum in our showroom at Christy Industries. And
I hope down the road you'll give that to the associations.
Yes, most definitely. This is a Civil War alarm what they used to do is put a blank shell into the chamber and mount this on the door. And when the door opened, it hit the firing pin and let off a large bang, of course, and woke up the people, and that was their alarm system.
And that dates back to when?
This is Civil War, so it's got to be
1860?
1870s, yeah, 60s, definitely.
May I see
No.
that?
Sure.
Now, you also brought a,
Well, this is a door trip, one of the first door trips that were manufactured. A door trip is the device before the advent of electronics and time delays. The only way to get out was mechanically out of your house. So what you would do is turn the alarm on, set this. This will keep the door closed, the circuit closed. The door will then close, and when it will open again, it will trip the alarm. And again, you would have to shut it off with the key at the control box.
And the timetable on that was?
Oh, I would say, well, this is pretty, not too 50s, 40s, even early, I think.
May I?
Sure. Another old device was one of the first pull traps. These didn't leave the industries not too long ago. They were
no,
being
we've seen
used.
them, for that matter, I
Yeah.
think we've probably seen them within the past 10 or 15 years.
Of course, a string would be put on here, a piece of wire attached to one end, and when a burglar would cross, it would trip the device and set off the alarm. That's one of the first. But they've been used not too long.
And, right, probably in the past 10 or 15
Yeah.
years we've seen them.
Mhm.
Yep.
Matter of fact, they're still manufactured by Ademco.
Tom, I appreciate you coming with the material that you have. We've really enjoyed this morning.
Well, thank you
It's,
very much.
Very much so. We
And,
appreciate everything that you've
And
done.
really,
Thank
to,
you.
to have had all of the pieces that you've shown us today, I think this is fabulous.
Great.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much. I'm glad my father got me into this business when I was a little kid, you know, with roller skates, coming into work. Well, telling me you got to go to work. And I'm glad he did. We're pretty successful in Brooklyn here with our strictly distribution now of security products. And again, I hope my sons will
Third
follow in my
generation.
footsteps.
Great.
Wonderful.
Thanks. Great
Thank
having
you very much.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
having
you.
Thank you.